What's up everyone? Today we'll make a short update on the price, on TA, and of course some news in the end. So let's look at the major indicators which we covered previous videos. Generally, of course, we are in the very long price, well, relatively long sideways price action, and we are hovering below, just around and below 50 days moving average, and usually it is the sign that we'll finally have a breakout of this moving average, and I hope that it will happen sooner than later actually. So to the upside, let's see. Second thing, RSI is pretty neutral at the moment, doesn't show any signals to the growth or going down, but MACD is interesting. MACD is actually turning to be relatively bullish and indicating to the trend of intersecting the zero level, so probably a high chance it will go to the upside, and if it will happen after the new rise, then it will be quite of the strong signal to buy for a lot of the traders in the market. Let's look also at the historical volatility index and the NVT, network value to transaction signal. So oops, I think I didn't. Oh, I did. For the historical volatility, even that small pump didn't make a lot to that, and we basically are still very low on the volatility, and we are about to experience something like this when we had it very low. So probably will still be have some time to this volatility going even lower, and then eventually it will shoot to some high level, like here, maybe even higher. So not all of the indicators are showing the signs of the future rise to be possible, but at least some signatures of the strong move will happen soon. And the NVT is actually very interesting. It's going a little bit higher, and all the period when we were declining in price, NVT was pretty much flat, and this is a clear divergence. So probably this is sort of a result of this divergence, and maybe we'll go even higher from that. So this trend of NVT indicates for the price going up eventually, at least in the average setup sort of. So let's also look at two more indicators, and we will add stochastic here and probably DMI stochastic as well. DMI stochastic extreme will work fine. So actually here we need to make it a little bit more visible, like black line here. So actually the stochastic is pretty close to the top right now, and it's turning to be having a crossover, sort of a bearish crossover with the moving average with the average line of stochastic, but still it has to cool down a little bit, and then eventually as soon as the market will be corrected for a while after this rise, then we may see another leg to the upside. And actually on the weekly chart, stochastic is even more promising, that we see a sort of double bottom here, and it's obviously inclined to go higher. So we have still here even sort of bullish crossover, and probably if we'll have that continuation of this pattern, then stock will show us the this neutral zone. It will switch to this neutral zone, which is principle again much more bullish than before. For the DMI though, is pretty much going down, but you see that if we'll I switched to the hourly chart, sorry. Still it's pretty much going down, but now it's very low, so it's about to show buy order signal very soon. So here it was sell because of the rise due to this bump, but now we are going to the extremely low position, and pretty much every time it worked fine, depending of course the size of this move, but still this DMI stochastic isn't that bad in terms of the indication of the lows and highs on the daily basis, daily chart. So, and also you can see that a little bit increase of the volume we can observe. It's not that crazy, of course, it's just a very little change, but still we may expect that this is the some indication of the future move in the price, hopefully to the upside again. As you see, not so much definitive, but still rather like we are in a very close position to some move. Also, you can look at the short positions. It dropped yesterday without much of the reason, and there are two options here. Either short positions people were scared off because of some news or something which we didn't cover yet, but second option is that there's actually a smart money who left their position, and now the price may go up. So in the first case, we actually can see the opposite direction when we have not so many short positions in the market, so price easier to go down. But in the latter one, yeah, it gives us some hope. Moreover, you should remember that we have that huge triangle still in play, and in principle we are very close to the apex of this triangle. I don't think that the price will go like directly here. Probably it will be resolved somewhere around this area, and it's like 1-2 weeks maybe left before the final definitive price movement will happen. Sorry guys for not being too much specific, but it's really the time when you need to wait and just look and consider some of the options, some different options in the market, and still I would more inclined to be bullish, not a financial advice as usual. So let's look at the news very briefly. There are a lot of news these days, but I wouldn't consider all of them very significant. It's more like hype or FUD. I would cover just a few. This one is from Japan. Japan's biggest bank launching blockchain payment network in 2020, and that's pretty much it in the title. That would be one of the biggest, well, I think it's the biggest bank in Japan, and one of the biggest financial territories in the world in terms of the banking system, financial institutions and everything. So they are actually making a precedent of the fact that banks will use blockchains with, it was patented with even in 2017, I think. So very nice thing for the long term. Like this year, 2019 will be the sideways, 2020 will be some recovery and some rise because of the built areas, built infrastructure which happened in 2019. And then 2021 we'll have a bull run. 2022 we'll have a new all-time high, amazingly huge number. So just crystal ball forecast. Another precedent is that now pension funds are seemingly to be entering the investing in the cryptocurrencies area, and it's not exactly like $40 million, but still it's the first movers, and probably if they will succeed, then the others will also do similar thing. That's basically showing again the interest among the institutions of all the kinds. And the last thing is about ETF proposal from Reality Shares that was withdrawn because of some regulatory issues. It's not clear whether they will submit it once again, but so far they have that we need to elaborate on this matter, so we will withdraw it for a while. So not that dramatic. Still we have CBOE ETF in life, ready for being accepted, but this is another piece of news which we need to consider. Okay guys, that is it for today. Hope that it was somehow, at least to some extent, useful, and see you tomorrow in the next update. Safe trading. Goodbye.